Hey there, elites, how's it going? It's me, your guy Wattles, and the Mad Lads. They did it. They actually did it. Today, it is yet again Wednesday. This time, it's Wednesday, May 6, 2020. Today, the 20w19a Nether update snapshot released. In today's video, you already know what we're gonna do. So, if you enjoyed this one, as always, drop a like, subscribe, hit the bell as well. Links are in the description, and let's dive into this week's Java Edition snapshot. So, according to the devs a couple weeks back, we are now pretty much feature complete when it comes to the Nether update. Unfortunately, that means the snapshots are smaller snapshots. Fortunately, though, that does mean that the Nether update should be soon. The 20w19a snapshot is definitely a smaller snapshot with a few small changes pretty much across the board. The first change, or more so addition, in this week's snapshot can be found actually inside of the statistics menu. There is now a statistic for distance traveled by Strider. That change is right here. Thankfully, in an earlier snapshot, this menu was alphabetized, so you should be able to find it pretty easily. Unfortunately, your guy is not a Strider expert. I currently have 0 centimeters traveled, but we're changing that right now. So I walked a little bit. If we slide into this menu, we will find that that statistic has gone up to a whopping 9.47 meters. That's a lot of distance. In earlier Nether update snapshots, if you bone mealed twisting vines or weeping vines, you know that they grew a lot. That is no longer the case. Twisting vines and weeping vines, when bone mealed, grow a little less. By the way, these plants are still harvested with your hand. You can walk up to them and hit them, and you'll get some of them. Not all of them, but some of them. While we're talking about nether plants, let's talk about the mysterious nether sprout plant. So these plants have been in the nether update since the very first snapshot, but to me, I don't know, they're kind of weird. Like, what are they for? As of the 20w19a snapshot, if you're trying to collect these things, you can't do it with your hand. You'll have to grab a pair of shears and shear the nether sprouts. These plants still have no use though, other than for decoration, so I don't know, is it worth it? Maybe not. Maybe they'll get a use later on. To check out this next change and to kind of break it down a little bit more, let's slide over to Twitter. In the 20w19a snapshot, mob spawning has been tweaked a little bit. What that means, I'm thinking, is this right here. So King B-Dogs is one of the devs that works on Minecraft. If you can read, then you know that this tweet says that mob spawning will no longer happen on wither roses. So I feel that about half of the community is going to get pretty mad by this, and the other half is going to say, okay, so what? I didn't use wither roses anyways. In the grand scheme of things, this is actually kind of a big deal, especially if you built mob farms that utilized wither roses. Prior to this snapshot, you could basically make a gigantic mob farm, just a bunch of dark space, put wither roses on the floor, run a hopper minecart underneath that floor, mobs would spawn, instantly be withered away thanks to the roses, and then the drops would be picked up. The devs have deemed those style of farms to be a little bit too OP. So, long story short, if you're making a wither rose mob farm now, you're going to have to get a little bit more clever and leave some room for mobs to spawn inside of the farm. If you're looking for my opinion, I feel that this is a good change. I'm sorry, wither rose farms, but personally, I've always seen them as a little too overpowered. I mean, it's not that difficult to make some sort of flushing system on a mob farm, so I don't know. In my opinion, kind of a good change. But I could definitely see some people getting really bothered by this one. Hopefully, the devs keep this. This makes sense. If something's on the block, like a flower, a mob, or at least a creeper or something like that, probably shouldn't be able to spawn there. Nether generation, or more so terrain generation, has been changed in two big ways in this snapshot. Way number one involves blackstone. As of the snapshot, players will be able to find chunks of blackstone generating around in the nether and chunks of gravel as well. So flying around here, I haven't been able to find any blackstone quite yet, but at the same time, haven't traveled very far quite yet. Here we are. Maybe that chunk of gravel is one of those new chunks of gravels. I don't know. It fell, so never mind. I guess it's gone now. But how about the blackstone? I'd like to find some blackstone somewhere. And hey, there we go. There's some blackstone right there. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of testing. Is this stuff a couple blocks deep, or is it just one layer? Oh, it is a couple blocks deep. That's actually really big. I love that. If you get really unlucky and you don't have a basalt delta biome near your spawn now, well, maybe you could get lucky and find some blackstone just sitting around in the nether. I like this change. This is good. Also, according to the changelog, patches of soul sand now generate in soul sand valleys. This one confuses me. I'm not too sure what that means exactly. I thought soul sand was all over the soul sand valley already, but I mean, it was in the changelog. Now, the other big change to Nether generation has to deal with the brand new structure, the Bastion. In the 20w19a snapshot, Bastions got a little bit more rare. Now, this change is something that I haven't had the chance to explore in survival quite yet, but just from the sounds of things, I think that's probably going to be a good thing. In earlier snapshots, Bastions were kind of common. I mean, in my Bastion showcase video, I found a seed with 2 Bastions right next to each other, and they both were pretty sweet looking, which was cool and all, but I mean, something cool like a Bastion probably shouldn't be oversaturated. I have a fair amount of experience when it comes to Bastion placement, Bastion generation, at least in creative mode, and they were pretty common before. So, assuming they're not too uncommon now, this change is also probably a good change. If a structure is too common, like for example, let's say shipwrecks, then the structure loses its cool factor. Long story short, Bastions definitely shouldn't be too common. There has been a change to fish in this snapshot. Fish, which there are actually none around right now have their own mob cap and their own special mob category. Probably a good thing. Fish are kind of notorious for causing lag. And last but not least, the big one. So, I made a backup of the Minecraft guide world and then loaded it up into the 20w19a snapshot. If we take a look at this iron farm right here, well, it's working still, which is really, really cool. But there's actually been a change made to how iron golems spawn in this snapshot. As of the 20w19a snapshot, villager profession and time since last worked does not matter at all. We can actually go ahead and remove these workstations, and the villagers should still be able to spawn iron golems. Now, what are you doing? Get down there. Come on, man. Come on. You don't get to live. So, workstations are all now gone. Let's wait for this iron golem to go away, and then let's see if another one spawns. This farm mine is usually pretty efficient, so we shouldn't have to wait too long. Aha, a little bit of time later, and we have an iron golem. So the iron farm still works, and iron golems still spawn. Now, obviously, I haven't had a bunch of time to test this one quite yet. The snapshot just came out, but the farm does at least still work, which is a really, really good sign. As far as I'm aware, this change shouldn't be a bad change when it comes to iron farms. This should actually make things a little bit more simple because we're removing one requirement entirely. The changelog says nothing about villagers needing to sleep, so I assume that villagers will still need to sleep. So, an iron golem spawning mechanic change in the snapshot, but probably a change that doesn't affect too much. So, I think it would be a safe call to say this change is a good, or at least an okay change. And as far as the 20w19a snapshot goes, in terms of features, that's actually going to be just about it. There have been a bunch more bug fixes in this snapshot. There is still no official Minecraft 1.16 Nether update release date. I'll keep you posted whenever there is one though. With that though, that is going to be just about it for today's snapshot breakdown. If you enjoyed this one, as always, drop a like. It really helps the video out, and I always appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, change that. Subscribe to become an elite today. Today, I'd like to send a big shout out to my patron, Eric the Creeper. Thank you very much for your support. I'll see you in the next one, elites. Stay fresh. Goodbye, everybody.